Hey guys, it's Chris. I'm here to do a short review for the movie Renfield, starring one of my favorite actors, Nicholas Hoult, and also starring one of my other favorite actors, Nicolas Cage. So you got two Nicholases in a vampire movie. The titular character Renfield now being in the forefront, where in legends and lore and old Universal monster movies, him being the weirdo that eats bugs. Now he's this really sympathetic character that um, just wants out of a relationship that he's been in for a long time, for 90 years at this point, um, being played by the narcissistic character Dracula, who's played by Nick Cage, and he plays it so fucking masterfully. Really, the reason why I'm giving this review is because of the surprise that I was given watching this movie. I thought that this would be just like a run of the mill movie where they underutilize Nicolas Cage and they just use him as a joke. Like they use him as this joke. Like, oh, look, it's Nicolas Cage playing Dracula, but no. Like they really take advantage of him in the right way and they give him creative freedom and they actually let him play Dracula the way he would intend to play Dracula, and he plays it so fucking well. Like for me, he's one of my favorite Draculas that I've ever seen on film. Like he rivals Frank Langella, he rivals even Bela Lugosi. Like, and that's just me. Like I know that's like a tall order because who the fuck is gonna top Bela Lugosi? Like, come on. But the reason why he's like up there is because I mean, like I've watched that movie 1931 Dracula for so like I've watched it so many times. And for me, that's one of those classic movies, but it's also just a straightforward, like not very exciting movie anymore because it's literally like it's the base. It's like what you would expect from a gothic horror film like Dracula or like a vampire film. Like all the other Dracula movies including this one had like they all ran and they all flew because of Dracula. Dracula had to crawl, but really it didn't crawl because the best parts of the 1931 Dracula it's his sets. Like it's the sets, it's the mood, it's the way it looks. That's the biggest part of the movie. The performances aren't really the best parts. The the story isn't all that like it's not all that complicated. It's very straightforward. So this isn't a review of 1931's Dracula. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to give a comparison to that movie and many other movies that have imitated it and tried to be as great as it but really isn't. I feel like this movie, it's not as great as the 1931's Dracula. That's not what I'm saying. I'm kind of just talking about Nicolas Cage's performance and how incredible it is. When it comes to this movie and the story and all of that, it's not really something that is absolutely groundbreaking for me. It's not something that impresses me all that much, but the best thing about this movie is its performances and the way that these actors play out, the violence that comes in, the action scenes. They're all well shot, they're all exciting, it's a lot of fun, but it's nothing but that. And that's where I kind of draw the line with this movie. um the other criticisms, like the most criticism that I guess that I would have with this movie is just it's not it's not all that amazing except for when Nick Cage comes up. You know, like I didn't really care for much of the perform or the excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. I wasn't really into the dynamic between Nicholas Holt and Aquafina, although I don't have anything bad to say about Aquafina because I really liked her character. And that's really what's important. And I guess that's the only criticism that I have with this film is that it's not trying to break the fourth, like it's not trying to make something new. It's not trying to amaze you. It's just trying to make a really fun horror comedy, and I think it did its job. It doesn't do anything more, it doesn't do anything less. And if you want to have a good time, this is a great date movie, I believe, unless, the other person might not like the sight of blood, then don't watch this movie. It's incredibly violent. A lot of CGI blood for the most part, not too much prosthetics. But I'm gonna give this movie a 7.5 out of 10, man. Like it was pretty good. It's tasty. It's a tasty movie. It's a lot of fun. It's something that you should really give a try. If you don't want to watch the movie, I would say just stream it. But if you really want to have a good time with your friends, you could watch this movie in the theater and you won't regret it. So if you watch this movie, tell me how you guys think. Like, dislike. Love you guys.